Hi, welcome to an Arduino step-by-step course by Robojax. Hi, welcome to another lecture from Robojax. In this lecture, we are going to learn how to display the object and ambient temperature touchlessly with this MLX90614 infrared temperature sensor. We're going to display it on the smaller screen with 4-line or with the 2-line. Let's get started with this. I have a separate video explaining this MLX90614 module with a data sheet and full explanation. In this video, I'm not going to go through that. In this video, we're going directly to showing you how to display the temperature on the screen. Currently, this is the 2004, which has 20 characters and 4 lines, and it can display the object and ambient temperature at the same time. You can set the unit from the code to display as Fahrenheit or Kelvin, whichever you prefer. Or using this LCD1602 with 16 characters and 2 lines, where you can see now it shows the object and the ambient, and also if you want it can continuously showing in Kelvin and Fahrenheit. I have a separate video explaining the LCD, how to use this, and full detail and explanation. I have a separate video for that. Make sure to watch that video, and also make sure that you are able to display some text on it before coming to this video. And also make sure to watch and run the introduction video so you are able to measure the temperature touchlessly and display it on the serial monitor, and then come to this. Otherwise, you might have some issue and you don't know where is the problem. I provide you 2 codes. One would be for this module, so it can display at the same time object and ambient temperature for the selected value, either Celsius, Fahrenheit, or Kelvin, and the code that will display, let's say, for Celsius object and ambient. Just rotate, and if you select Fahrenheit, you can do Fahrenheit or Kelvin. Now let me explain the wiring. For the module, I'm going to show you to use it with the display using the same Arduino. And the module, because this works with a 3.3 volts here from this side, from the module, this is VCC. It has been connected to 3.3 volts. The next pin is ground. It has been connected to ground of Arduino. And then this is SCL and SDA, white and black, have been connected here to SCL and SDA. And for the LCD, this is ground have been connected here to ground of Arduino. The next one is VCC. It has been connected using red wire to this 5 volts of Arduino. Then orange is SDA. It has been connected here to A4. And last one is SCL clock pin. It has been connected to A5. If for some reason you need to connect multiple of different devices with I2C, put 2 wires from here to a breadboard and connect everything parallel to the same pin. You can connect up to 128 devices. If you're using this module, this is exactly the same pin as this one. So there is no difference between the two. Here is the wiring diagram. For the module, VN is connected to 3.3 volts. Ground is connected here to this ground, or we have extra ground here. SCL is connected to the last pin, which is labeled as SCL, and then SDA is connected to the next one from the last. For this module, ground is connected here to the ground. VCC is connected using red wire to 5 volts. SDA is connected to analog 4. SCL is connected to analog 5. Or you can connect it to breadboard, and from breadboard connect it to the sensor and to the module. Doesn't matter, because on the same line you can connect up to 128 different devices. So you can connect them all in parallel. That's okay. Now let me explain the code. You should have already watched the introduction video to this. You should have watched the introduction video to the module and introduction video to this one, because you should have already installed the library. This line is the library for the MLX90614 temperature sensor, and we are creating a character. This is the object and this is ambient. These are the text that is displayed on the screen here. If you want to change it or put something else according to your language, you can do so here, but make sure to keep the double quotation. And then from this class we create an object called MLX with this constructor, and this is the inclusion of the LCD library. This is the address for the LCD, which I've explained it before, the number of characters and number of lines. And from this library we have created this object passing these three values here with a comma, so the LCD will work. This is initializing the serial monitor. This is just printing it on the screen. We initialize the wire begin, which is needed for I2C communication. This is initializing the LCD. This is controlling the backlight. This is printing the first line text. This goes to character 0 of line 1, which moves to the next line in here, and then it prints infrared temperature and waits for 2 seconds, and then this is clearing the screen starting from this row, starting from 0 to the end of the character. So this, because we have defined it at the top of the code. Inside the loop, if you want to print the temperature in Celsius, just put this print and inside single quote C. This will print it on the screen and it waits for 2 seconds. Because we have 2 seconds, after that we print D. After C, the next letter is D. So this is the object and the next letter is the ambient. Sometimes people need ambient temperature, so it prints it and waits for 2 seconds. And if you want Fahrenheit, inside the single quote put Fahrenheit, wait for 2 seconds, so it will display it. If you want to delete it, just remove it, it will not be displayed. And after F we have G, so this is the ambient in Fahrenheit. This was Celsius and ambient in Celsius, because the next letter was intuitive, I used that. And the same way we have Kelvin, and next letter after K was L. This is ambient in Kelvin, so this will display it. If you want to take some action based on temperature, get temperature, let's say Celsius, and if the temperature is above 40, you want to take some action, do the action between this opening and closing curly parenthesis. That will happen in here. Get temperature have been explained in my initial videos introduction. I'm not going through that. Watch that video, it has been explained there. And then print temperature. This line clears line 1 from 0 to the maximum, all line. This is clearing the previous values, and this gets the temperature whatever type you pass. If it was C, it will get C, F, K, whatever unit. So it gets the value and stores it in a variable called TMP, and then this sets the cursor character 0, line 1, and if the request C type is equal C Celsius, then it gets the name, type name with a 0, that's the first name, which is the object. So this is getting the text from this array. Here from this array, 0 means this and 1 means this portion. So it prints it and it prints a space. If I show you here, you will see that it prints this. If I show you here, this is the text and this is the space. And then print the temperature. And then after printing the temperature, we print the Celsius, the degree symbol, this round symbol of degree. So 223 of type character will print that, and then we print the C after that, because this is temperature in Celsius. This is the ambient for the Celsius. We print this 1, which is the word ambient with space and then temperature and then the symbol and then Celsius. The same way we do Fahrenheit, print Fahrenheit, and this is a Fahrenheit for ambient. This is in Kelvin, Kelvin the temperature, and Kelvin for ambient. This function clear character receives the row, which is either 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever you have, and we have start and end, which is stop. So this goes with a for loop, goes from start to stop, 1, 2, 3 up to 15, and every time it goes, I changes 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 15. It goes to that character and row which we have. If we have row 1 and this is, let's say, 2, it goes to 1, character 2, row 1, and sets the cursor and then prints this. 254 means blank, so it clears that character. It goes to clear the next character. So one by one it clears all the characters. And that was the full explanation of the code. Now let me demonstrate it. It shows now the temperature in Kelvin, Fahrenheit, Celsius for ambient and for the object. And this value that you have, you might not need it, so let me change the code so you can get only Celsius. So this line it says Celsius, this is C, the D is also Celsius for the ambient. I'm gonna comment the rest out by selecting them like that, and then right click comment. When I click comment, it will add these / and let me upload it. Code is uploaded. It shows infrared and now it shows in Celsius for object and ambient, and it just rotates and it does the same thing. So you can do the same way for Fahrenheit or other units or Kelvin if you want. And here it now shows my body temperature 31.95, and let me get closer, 33.57. let me just hold it, 33, now 33.6, 33.57. so it's very steady. And let me point it to the surface. So object is 26 degrees and ambient is 28, so this surface is maybe cooler because I was touching it. Uploading the code. I have separate code for this, so I don't have to modify the code for the values. And here, right now, I've set it to temperature, so it shows object and ambient simultaneously. Light off. That's how you see it. 33.4. So you can select different units, Fahrenheit or Kelvin as well, and both of these will be displayed at the same time on the LCD. Thank you for watching. This was how to display the temperature from this infrared touchless sensor on the LCD. Please make sure to subscribe by clicking at the subscribe button in here. Thank you. Thank you for watching the tutorial from Robojax. If you learned something and found this useful, please thumb up, as this will help my video in the search algorithm of YouTube. If you have comment or question, please post it at the comment section below. I try to answer and reply. And don't forget to subscribe so you get updates of my upcoming videos.